we've been through this before in President Trump's
Yeah.
first term. He did impose those tariffs before we were deemed exempt after a year. But what did we see while we had those tariffs in place?
Yeah, I mean, back in 2018 to 2019, we did experience some layoffs, about 800 steelworkers across the country, in the steel industry specifically. The industry also saw some declines in production and exports to the United States, which was, I guess, the intended objective of the Trump tariffs at the time, and not entirely surprising. I think what's a little bit different this time around is there's two additional variables, right? Like, we're still under the cloud of additional potential, like, generalized tariffs or a blanket tariff, which would also include items that have steel within them, that like steel products, right? So that would further impact Canadian steel production if those blanket tariffs would be introduced. And the second variable, which is really a legacy of the first Trump presidency, is as a result of the protectionism of the first Trump presidency with the steel industry in particular, U.S. steel producers really took that opportunity to reinvest in their steel capacity and expanding steel capacity. So they've added quite a bit and spent quite a bit of money in investment capital. And so, like, one of my fears in particular is if Canada gets partially or a little bit, they lose their market share in the U.S. There's a lot new additional capacity online in the U.S. that could take that share from Canada and really undermine our market position in the United States in the long term.